I'm your wife, not your mom. My wife always says this to me and I don't know how to respond. How can I make her see my side? Hey everyone. So my wife 32F and I 34M have been together 18 years but have been arguing recently about the responsibilities within our marriage and we can't seem to agree. I work full-time and my wife is a stay-at-home mother. We have 2 children, one is in school full-time and the other goes to preschool 2.5 days a week. Recently my wife has been sending me the stupid TikToks that always say your wife is your partner, not your mom, and essentially boil down to men should help out around the house, help with the kids, and pick up after themselves. A sentiment I generally agree with. This usually comes with a side of you don't value what I do, to look after the kids and plan everything, etc. Now to be clear, I am not against helping out around the house and helping get the kids to bed, and brush their teeth and cook meals. I do help with this stuff every day. I feel like all I do is work, because the second I finish work, I have kids to help with because she has had them all day. My position is that she is right when she says kids are work, and I can appreciate that after a day of being with them all day that she is probably tired of kids. But I have also been at work all day too, and it isn't fair to expect me to be sole parent as soon as I'm finished. Then there is the issue of housework. Our house is always a mess, which frustrates me when she complains about having to do all the unpaid labor of managing a household and looking after the kids. Because from my perspective, I go to work in a messy house and I finish work in a messy house. I work from home, go into my office for 8 hours, only coming out for the occasional coffee and snack, which means that 90% of my mess is contained to a room only I go in. Most days, while I'm at work, she isn't even home. I feel that I'm holding up my end of the bargain by working full-time and then helping with housework and the kids outside of that. But she isn't holding up her end of it by looking after the house and kids while I'm at work. I could understand that she wouldn't get as much done around the house on days when her youngest is home, but on days where she is at preschool, she take it as an opportunity to have a break and go shopping with her mom or go visit a friend. Whenever I bring this up or question how much effort she is putting in, I get you don't appreciate me and I'm not your mother. I'm not saying she should be waiting on me hand and foot as my personal maid, cook, and sex doll, not that we ever have sex, because I'm the man bringing home the bacon, and I really hope I don't come across that way in this post, as that really not what I'm saying. But I am killing myself trying to do everything, yet am being told I'm the problem for treating her like my mother, because I'm expecting her to do her part. What can I do to help her see my side? Hashtag same post, update 1 yes. I help. So a lot of people are saying we need to sit down and try to look at things as a team, and I am totally on board for this approach and will let you know how it goes. Also, to a few people dislike my framing of helping as it's my responsibility also. I agree, I use the term helping as that's the word she uses when saying I need to do more to help around the house. Another lot of you either can't read or are refusing to believe that I actually parent my own children. I wake them up in the morning. I make them breakfast every day. I get them dressed every day. I take them to school 2 to 3 days a week. I know their teachers. I know all their friends and their friends' parents' names. I know their doctors. I know their allergies, none thankfully. I bath them, I get their PJs on and read them the same goddamn bedtime story every night for weeks. Because they don't want any of the other books we have, they want George the Giant. I draw with them, I play games with them, I know their favorite Disney princesses and favorite superheroes. As for the household, I do laundry, I load the dishwasher, I cook my own lunches and tidy up after myself. I iron, I fold and put away laundry, I pick up their toys and tidy their playroom. I hoover at the weekend and take them to kids' parties. I also do all the chores that my wife wants, because I'm the man, like taking out the bins, cleaning the car, mowing the grass, fixing anything that breaks. Same post, update 2 days later, after the talk. So, I arranged for the in-laws to have the kids Friday night. Me and the wife sat down and had a talk. A long talk, probably one of the deepest and hardest talks we have ever had in our 18 years. I told her my side, that I felt overwhelmed and underappreciated. That I felt I was doing more than my fair share and that she wasn't. I told her that I could understand that while I may be doing plenty around the house and parenting, that I was guilty of letting her take the majority of the mental load, but that still didn't excuse her behavior. I felt I was firm but fair, and to her credit, instead of fighting back, she listened. We discussed her feelings, and she admits to not prioritizing housework and trying to make the most of her free time, and agreed that we will sit down and come up with a schedule for cleaning that we are both accountable for. She told me some issues that I wasn't aware that her mother had been dealing with since retiring and the passing of her father, wife's granddad. Loneliness and depression, issues relating to my SIL, she's a mess and constant headache. Which was why she had been going to see her so much. Other feelings she had been having about feeling lost in kids, not having anything for herself, and some depression related to weight gain since having our second child. She has put on 40 to 50 pounds and no longer feels attractive. I told her that I still think she's beautiful, but she doesn't. Hence our DB. There were hurt feelings and tears from both of us. So we are taking steps to help. We have both agreed to switch out mornings and evenings. I get the kids up, breakfasts, teeth, dressed, and take them to school. She does dinner, bath, bed, etc. The next day we switch. This gives us both some mornings/evenings free to do what we want. We are both joining the gym. I too have put on some weight and lost muscle since our second child. Hopefully this helps with her body confidence. We are also arranging with the in-laws to have babysitters once a week for us to start going on regular dates again. For context, the in-laws are our only support. I'm an orphan of abusive, raised by my grandmother, now passed. We have found a cleaning schedule where you do certain chores throughout the house every day, but pick one room to deep clean every day too. With me doing laundry, dishwasher, etc., things that take less time. Her doing the deep cleans and general tidying. Most importantly, she is looking to get a job part-time so she can start helping financially, give her some income that isn't from me, and give her something to focus on outside of being a mom. As all my wages went into the joint account, I felt like I never had any money, as I didn't want to spend and there not be enough to pay the mortgage, etc. So I never spent money and resented that she did. So when she gets a job, both incomes are going into the joint account, then we are getting a budget together. Making sure there is enough to cover direct debits, then dividing the remaining into accounts for savings and personal accounts for each of us to have our own money that we can spend how we want guilt-free. 6. I'm going to pick up a hobby that gets me out of the house and commute to the office once a week. One thing we discussed was that I was always at home. I didn't do anything other than work and be at home. So we didn't have a lot to talk about because I didn't go anywhere. It also meant that she never got any alone time at home away from me and the kids, and she felt like a nuisance being at home while I'm at work. We took this weekend to spend some time together as a family, took the kids to the park, went to a nature reserve for a picnic and bike rides. Took the kids rock climbing, followed by ice cream. It was really nice, and we both feel like a weight has been lifted. It's obviously not going to change overnight, and we need to work at it. But we have a plan and both seem to want to put in the effort. To everyone who gave me good advice, recommended therapy, we can't afford it until she starts work, but we are looking for when she does, commiserated with your own stories, or just had a kind word to say. Thank you so much. There were comments that made me cry and so much insight that I hadn't considered. Thank you. To those of you who clearly didn't read my post but instead assumed I was entitled and entirely to blame because I used the word help. Or that I probably didn't know my own children's birthdays and allergies. I feel sorry for you and hope that you get the help you so sorely need. I told my mom how jealous I am of my half-siblings, and now she won't stop crying. I, 16M, was born to my mom when she was 15, and I've never known my real dad. My mom didn't drop out of school or anything, and the year after I was born, she started dating Jack, and when they went to university, I obviously got left behind with my grandparents. Mom and Jack got good degrees, got married, and moved to a city by Vancouver. My mom's always been in my life. She would still come home every weekend just to cuddle with me and would always give me these nicknames, but calling me her special guy would be her favorite one. She'd always bring me back presents and gifts and spend the whole time playing with me. She's the one who paid for my tutoring and after-school stuff and would try and make it to games and stuff like that. Jack wouldn't always come with her, but it was always fun when he would. He's taken me fishing with him a lot of times, and we even went camping for 2 weeks together once, but never again because I hate camping. But when I was 10, my mom and Jack had a daughter and then another girl 3 years ago. I don't really know them, especially because my mom stopped coming over as much after they were born. We don't cuddle anymore. We did on my birthday, but that's it. No more cute nicknames for me except for Special Guy. It's like they all got transferred to her daughters. No more gifts, and the worst part is she doesn't come to my games anymore. It was okay with me before because they still had a spare room in their house and I could go there when it's time for university. Yesterday, my mom FaceTimed and she had the big announcement that she was going to have another baby, and it was a boy, and now she'd have 2 special guys. I guess she saw how sour my face was because she asked what's wrong, and I don't know, I just admitted how jealous I was that her daughters got her so much and now her son was going to get her, and there wouldn't even be space for me there when I had to go to university. And I guess what I said affected her because she started crying and wouldn't stop and had to hang up. My grandparents are mad that I made her upset and think I don't value them now or something. Jack phoned me and he's mad because my mom thinks it's a mistake now to have another kid, and also mad at me because he was like, why would I ever think they wouldn't have room for me? I feel like I really messed up telling her that, and here I am at school, writing about it on Reddit because I can't stop thinking about it. An update to how things went over the weekend. I tried posting this on Off My Chest, but it got removed. So I posted on Friday at school, and when I came home, my mom and Jack and their kids were already there talking to my grandparents. As soon as my mom saw me, she gave me such a big hug she actually lifted me up for a second, which is weird cause I am taller than her now, and then wouldn't stop kissing me on the face and telling me she loves me. I said hi to everyone, and my grandparents had my mom take me into my room to talk to me alone. In my room, she told me she was sorry that I felt like she'd been paying me less attention and that a new baby isn't going to replace me and I'd always be her special guy. I started crying, so we weren't able to talk until I calmed down, and then Jack came in and joined us. I just admitted that I felt like I wasn't that important to my mom anymore, and if they were having a boy then there would be no point in them taking me when it's time for university. And then Jack left cause he kind of started crying hearing me say that, and that was weird. My mom told me that she wanted to take me when I was 13 and going into high school because she thought that was the best time to do it. Except she argued with my grandparents about it a lot, and they said it was best if I stayed with them. Then when my mom took me to a game, she saw how much fun I was having with my friends and thought they were right. When I said I wanted to go to SFU, she and Jack were happy because it meant I would be with them when I graduated. When I asked about the spare room that was meant to be mine, she admitted that they hadn't thought about what would be the baby's room and would have to figure something out since they aren't giving up my room. My mom told me she'd come and take me every weekend because she said it was wrong that she started paying less attention to me, but thought it was okay because I was independent and had my grandparents. She said that she wanted me to spend my breaks with them as well. I don't want to leave my high school, but my mom said I could do that for my grad year if I wanted to move in with them earlier. I did have a talk with Jack too, and he told me that he was glad I confessed everything and that his parents got mad at him for him not telling me that when he called me. We did all have a fun weekend together, except my grandparents cause they don't leave the house cause of COVID, and I do want weekends to keep being like that. I don't know if I'm allowed to keep doing updates here, so this might be the only one. But hopefully this will help calm down everyone who keeps messaging this account for one.